Beamy Logan, front desk supervisor at big downtown hotel that looks fancy outside and tired inside. Job is juggling check-ins, angry business travelers, wedding parties, and drunk conference people who think room keys are edible. Crew is mix of bellmen, housekeepers, receptionists, security guards, most decent humans just trying to survive weekends. HR and safety stuff used to be run by Mr. Collins, old ex-security guy who cared about fire drills. Only rules that mattered were don't steal from rooms, don't flirt with guests, and make sure nobody dies in pool. One Friday, Collins announces retirement, says something about moving to countryside and never hearing another suitcase wheel again. We clap, eat dry supermarket cake in staff room, then go back to pretending printer works. Week later, email from corporate Hyatt's inbox, subject welcoming our new director of guest safety and inclusion. Already suspicious because title sounds like 3 jobs stapled together. Open attachment, see woman early 30s with severe fringe haircut, bright red lipstick, blazer over slogan t-shirt. Bio says her name is Ainsley. She builds feminist safety ecosystems in male-dominated hospitality environments. Mentions talks at conferences about reclaiming hotels as safe houses for women's bodies. Bellman Tom reads over my shoulder, mutters, "Do we start frisking suitcases for patriarchy now?" Goes back to polishing brass. Next Tuesday, she arrives in person, striding through marble lobby like she owns every chandelier. Tiny clipboard in hand, phone in other, district manager shuffling behind her like scared tour guide. She doesn't look at broken revolving door or understaffed front desk, just watches interactions with female guests. I help woman with heavy suitcase, offer to carry to elevator. Ainsley appears instantly like summoned by kindness. She interrupts with tight smile, asks guest, "Did you feel pressured to accept his help? You can be honest." Guest laughs awkwardly, says it is just a suitcase, wheels it off herself. I stand there holding invisible guilt. Later, Ainsley calls quick meeting in staff break room, thanks us for holding emotional space for travelers. Says many hotels are silent crime scenes, and our job is to dismantle casual male access to women's private zones. Everyone looks confused because biggest crimes we see are stolen towels and emotional damage from mini bar prices. Week later, first policy note appears on bulletin board and inbox, title Phase 1 Room Boundary Reform. Effective immediately, male staff may not enter occupied women's rooms alone for any reason except active fire or medical emergency. Any maintenance, room service, minibar refill, luggage assistance must be done by women only or mixed gender pair. Currently, we have maybe 4 women in housekeeping on nights and 0 women in maintenance or security. Ainsley calls that an inherited patriarchal imbalance, but still wants rules live by Friday. First weekend with new policy, full hotel thanks to dentist convention, and random boy band concert across street. Woman on floor 12 calls saying shower knob broken, water stuck on scalding volcano mode. Normally I would radio maintenance guy Dave to go up immediately. Now I have to find female room partner for him. Only woman available is Anna from housekeeping, already exhausted from flipping 20 rooms. They go together, stand there like awkward married couple while Dave fixes faucet. Anna just watches wall. They both report back annoyed, guests confused why plumbing now needs audience. Later that night, solo female guest requests luggage help at 1 in the morning after delayed flight. Tom volunteers because he is literally the only bellman on shift. Ainsley happens to be in lobby doing safety observation. She blocks him, says we cannot send man alone to woman's room after dark, says that is how stories start. We offered to send female receptionist from desk. Only one is new hire who barely knows where elevators are. Guest complains about waiting 20 minutes for someone to move 2 suitcases, leaves comment card about slow service. Ainsley forwards card to corporate with note evidence of women bearing emotional load after male overreach era. Nobody understands how that sentence relates to luggage. Phase 2 arrives before anyone adjusts. Email titled Verbal Consent at Every Interaction. New script demands men begin every exchange with woman guest by saying, "Do you feel safe being assisted by a male staff member right now?" We are supposed to pause and let her answer, and if she hesitates at all, call woman colleague to take over. First time I try it, woman just wants extra towel. I say line. She squints like I offered her drug deal. She says, "Should I not feel safe? Are you about to rob me?" Laughs nervously, takes towel, escapes. Second time, businesswoman checking in at midnight, I deliver script. She sighs and says, "I feel unsafe wasting time on this question." Complaints start sneaking into surveys, not about men, but about weird culty language at front desk. Through it all, Ainsley beams, prints word clouds from surveys showing spikes in safety and women without reading full comments. Mood among male staff drops from tired to permanently guilty. We start treating every interaction like bomb defusal. Some women colleagues not thrilled either. Suddenly, they are default problem solvers for every female guest, never get break. Anna jokes she should charge consulting fee for just standing in bathrooms while men fix light bulbs. Phase 3 hits in early spring, big dramatic PowerPoint session in conference room, title Harmony Floors Pilot. Ainsley announces we will convert 2 top floors into Harmony floors, women-only floors marketed as ultra-safe sanctuary. Only women guests allowed to book them. Only women staff allowed to work them. Men forbidden from stepping past elevator lobby. Says brand new keycard rules will block male staff from those corridors. Calls it digital moat against intrusion. Security chief looks like he swallowed a fork. Asks, "What about emergencies?" Ainsley says, "We will define strict protocols." Strict protocols turn out to be stupid. Giant laminated sheet in security office says men can only enter Harmony floor if 1. Fire visually observed on that exact floor. 2. Active crime in progress reported by at least 2 witnesses. 3. Ainsley herself authorizes it. Every other incident, from leaks to electrical smells, must wait for female staff to arrive and assess. Female staff for those floors are 2 young housekeepers and 1 petite night auditor who weighs about as much as vacuum. They get handed pagers, told they are guardian angels of women's space, mostly feel like overworked security guards without training. Meanwhile, men banned from going up there to deliver room service, check thermostats, or drop toothbrushes someone forgot to pack. So service on Harmony floors becomes slow motion, complaints pile up. Ainsley says change is often misread as discomfort. Phase 4 introduces app called Halo, installed on staff phones, described as real-time respect tracking tool. Any woman staff member or guest can tap male employee's name and assign yellow flash for things like hovering in hallway or tone of command. 3 yellow flashes in month means losing prime shifts and being barred from working Harmony floors entirely. In theory anonymous, in practice everyone knows Ainsley encourages brave feedback in her workshops. I get first flash for apparently standing too close to elevator doors while 2 women waited, even though we were all trapped there by crowd. Second one arrives after I knock loud on room door to warn about scheduled water shutoff and guest calls noise aggressive. Sit in tiny HR office while Ainsley explains my intimidation posture. Suggests I practice shrinking presence when entering women's space. Tell her I am literally 5'7" and lean. She writes defensive humor in her notebook. By early summer, rules have turned hotel into weird maze of invisible electrified lines. Men hug walls, avoid eye contact, angle bodies away from every woman like we are all playing reverse Twister. Female staff are split between those who like goddess vibes on Harmony floors and those who just want normal job back. One afternoon, I find Anna alone in laundry room, crying quietly between humming machines. She says she wanted promotion to supervisor to handle schedules, instead spends half shifts acting as female witness for men doing regular tasks. Says guests treat her like prop, not professional, because Ainsley always introduces her as safety partner rather than housekeeper. Tensions bubbling, then email lands from corporate marketing, subject Women in Leadership Summit, hosting announcement. Turns out company signed big contract to host 3-day women's leadership conference in our hotel. Hundreds of executives and managers expected, plus journalists, plus CEO of our chain stopping by. Ainsley practically levitates, says Harmony floors will be showcased as pinnacle of feminist hotel design. She blocks entire top floors for summit attendees, insists all VIP women stay there to feel the difference of women first space. Schedules extra workshops for staff on microaggression free service. Week leading up to summit is chaos. Bookings full, maintenance overworked, storm warnings on news about incoming heat wave and electrical grid strain. Night before event, city gets hit by brutal thunderstorm, lightning slamming skyscrapers, streets flooding around hotel entrance. Inside, we are at capacity. Lobby full of soaked travelers and early summit arrivals clutching tote bags. Elevators overloaded, some glitching from power flickers, maintenance running like marathon between mechanical rooms. Around 10 at night, just as things calm slightly, fire panel and security office starts beeping angry orange. Alarm indicates smoke detection, floor 16 service corridor, which happens to be one of Harmony floors. Security guard Frankie calls housekeeping phone, no answer. Calls night auditor assigned up there, line busy. Protocol sheet says no male staff allowed up until female staff confirms emergency. Ainsley happens to be in basement giving pep talk to kitchen crew. Frankie pages her, no reply yet. Alarm keeps chirping. Panel shows more alerts near same zone. If it were any other floor, he would already be bounding upstairs with extinguisher, but keycard for 16 denies male guard entry now. I hear radio chatter from front desk, guests coming down saying they smell burnt plastic in hallway, some women complaining eyes stinging. We pass info to security. Frankie says he still does not have female confirmation, looks torn between job and laminated commandments. Finally finds Anna on radio, her voice shaky, says something near service closet smells really bad, and small haze and ceiling lights. Ainsley arrives breathless from kitchen, hair damp from humidity, immediately takes over conversation like director yelling cut. She asks Anna if she sees actual flames. Anna says no, just smoke and hot door handle. Ainsley says, then this is contained scare moment, not invasion. Orders men to stay off floor, says women guests need to see women handling their own safety. Meanwhile, fire alarm horns now chirping louder, some Harmony floor guests peeking into hallway, filming on phones, coughing. At front desk, my stomach sinks. I can see on camera slight haze creeping from hallway vent near service room. Sprinklers have not triggered yet, but something clearly wrong. After 2 more painful minutes of nobody actually opening that closet, alarm panel escalates from smoke to pre-alarm sprinkler ready. Legal words in training somewhere say that is bad place to sit. I look at Frankie, he looks at me. We both look at laminated sheet where exceptions in red print mention active fire visually confirmed. Say screw it under breath, grab spare universal key from drawer, head for stairwell. Frankie follows, muttering that if we get fired, he is stealing lobby plant on way out. Reach 16th floor. Keycard reader flashes angry red at Frankie's badge. Script says go back downstairs. Brain says people might die. Use old metal master key Collins insisted we keep, despite Ainsley wanting everything digitally controlled. Door clicks open. Hallway smells like toaster hell, faint haze. Few doors open with women peeking out, one asking if this is drill or real. Tell them to stay calm, be ready to move, head to service closet with hot handle, wrap hand in towel, yank door. Inside, small electrical box over old housekeeping washer is sparking, plastic cover melting, smoke curling up towards ceiling. Sprinkler above just about to go off, I grab extinguisher from wall, blast foam into box while Frankie kills power at main switch. Sprinkler doesn't activate, thank every god of old wiring, but hallway full of smoke now. Few women coughing, someone crying. We start moving guests towards stairwell, some in robes, some with laptops, all filming us, probably already tagging hotel online. On lower floors, horns kick into full alarm mode because system detected near miss. Lobby now chaos of half-dressed summit attendees. Ainsley meets us halfway down with narrowed eyes, demands to know why we violated harmony boundary with male presence. I point at foam dripping from electrical box on my shirt. Say, because wiring does not care about gender policy. One woman guest with phone still recording snaps. He is the only one who actually did something up there. Another guest chimes in that they called reception 3 times about smell and were told women's staff would handle it. Situation finally calms after fire department arrives, checks that everything's safe, writes a stern note about delayed response and locked access. I overhear one firefighter ask security who thought blocking half your staff from alarm floor was good idea. Nobody answers, but everyone glances at Ainsley simultaneously. Next morning, corporate battalion arrives earlier than planned because half internet seems to be retweeting video captioned "Women's Hotel nearly burns under woke rules." PR team looks like they slept in suits. General manager pale. Hotel owner appears from nowhere. Legal department in tow. They set up emergency meeting in small ballroom, bring in department heads, selected staff, and yes, Ainsley front and center. I get invited as witness because my extinguisher cameo made it to social media. Room feels like courtroom with cheaper coffee. Corporate safety guy projects fire panel logs on big screen, timestamp showing 10-minute gap between first smoke alarm and any staff opening closet. Next slide shows email from fire department requiring explanation for policy restricting trained staff from accessing smoke zone. Operations director asks Ainsley to walk everyone through Harmony floor emergency protocol in her own words. She repeats lines about women needing to see women owning their safety story, insists men charging in can re-trigger trauma. Safety guy then pulls up training document from old days, simple rule. Any staff may respond to alarm immediately if safe to do so. Asks how many times we had close calls before her changes. Answer is basically never. Then they bring up guest videos. Big screen shows clip of hallway full of smoke. Women asking where staff are. Someone mentioning they said men aren't allowed up here. Ainsley tries to claim guests misunderstood. Legal woman clears throat, says, "We have copy of your laminated exception sheet." She holds it up like smoking gun, red text circled where it forbids mail entry without your approval. Then HR rep from corporate mentions anonymous complaints from female staff about being used as safety props and pressured to report harmless interactions as scary. Reads quote where Ainsley told Anna, "If you don't feel unsafe yet, you are not paying attention enough." Mia equivalent from front desk, quiet receptionist named Noor, raises hand nervously, gets permission to speak. She says she originally liked idea of more focus on women, but ended up feeling like she was taped to front of ship as figurehead. Says guests came to see her as symbol, not worker, and men started doubting themselves so much that service got worse for everyone. Few other women nod, including one of Summit organizers who stayed on Harmony floor and experienced alarm fiasco firsthand. Summit organizer says, "I came here to talk about women leading companies, not to be trapped on pink floor waiting for permission to evacuate." Room goes quiet, weight of words heavier than chandeliers. Finally, CEO of Chain, who mostly stayed quiet, leans forward and asks Ainsley if she ever consulted fire code or security professionals before locking floors. She tries to pivot, says code is written by male-dominated institutions and cannot be only moral compass. Legal woman nearly chokes on coffee, mutters, "It is not moral compass, it is law." Meeting wraps with CEO announcing several immediate changes. Harmony floors dissolved. All gender restrictions on staff movement removed. Only rule now: whoever is nearest and trained responds first. Verbal consent script scrapped, replaced by simple guideline: be respectful, ask what guests need, do not be weird. Halo app decommissioned, respect tracking now done through normal complaint system instead of gamified spy tool. Safety reports will go directly to corporate safety team without being filtered by local inclusion office. Lastly, CEO says, effective today, Ainsley is no longer employed by this company. We wish her well elsewhere. She stands there stunned, mouth half open like elevator stuck between floors, looks around hoping for backup. None of women speak up for her. Most stare at table or at me, some with small, grateful smiles. Ainsley gathers her notebook, walks out stiffly, almost trips over rolled up extension cord by door. Nobody rushes to help. Following week is weird cleanup. Posters about women-only sanctuary disappear overnight. Laminated Harmony sheet shredded. Engineering quietly restores normal keycard access. Collins's old metal master key honored as hero tool. Anna gets moved to proper supervisor track, spending more time on schedules and training, less on being unwilling security ornament. Nora says she finally feels like receptionist again, not human consent form with lipstick. Even male staff relax, shoulders drop from around ears, conversations with guests sound like humans again, not courtroom transcripts. Month later, new HR person arrives, middle-aged guy with coffee stain on tie who cares about timesheets and safety drills. He listens more than he talks, asks us what would actually make nights safer. We say more staff, better radios, lights and parking lot. He starts working on those instead of writing manifestos about feelings. Few weeks after Summit fiasco, we host smaller women's business meetup. No Harmony floors, no scripts, just normal hotel chaos. One evening, organizer from that group checks out, recognizes me from Fire Night, comes to front desk. She says, I'm glad you ignored her rules, you know? Thanks me for choosing burning wires over burning ideology. I laugh awkwardly, say I just did what Collins drilled into us. If you smell smoke, you move faster, not slower. After she leaves, I stand in lobby, look up at calm elevator numbers ticking like heartbeat. Hotel still noisy, still messy, still full of suitcase wheels and late arrivals, but at least walls no longer covered in pink laminated nonsense. Funny thing, place feels safer now that nobody tells us exactly what safety looks like, just lets us actually do it.